Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
Okay, you guys, this is Holden's room. As you can see, we have problems. This, I don't know what to do. It's gone to chaos. I cannot figure out any sort of solution for this. I feel like I'm in here organizing it every other week, and I just, first of all, he's got too much stuff. Second of all, I don't have a good enough storage system in here. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I need to get another shelving unit in here. The problem is that he has different toys that, like, for example, he'll have like his marble sets, or he'll have potato heads, or like things that need their own bin, but I don't have bins that are big enough, and I'm having a hard time finding bins that are big enough, but that aren't too big, that'll still fit on the shelving that I have. It's a process. So you guys can see my little helper back here. Holden is at preschool, and I've got my little helper here. But we're gonna try to give this a go today. I brought in another shelving unit, so I'm hoping that that will work. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to where I'm putting this camera, and it's just going all over the place. So I don't know, we're gonna see what we can do. Also, Holden just got a bunch of other new toys because my boyfriend decided to give him a bunch of his old toys from when he was a kid. So we also have to find a place for that. And I just don't know how it's gonna work out, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. So let's just dive into it and see what we can make happen with this. So if you've heard me say this once, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, but you cannot start organizing or decluttering a room until you have it basically clean. So I'm going to go through here and just tidy up all of his toys that are all over the room. He's got tracks everywhere. He's got games spilled over, and I need to do all of that before I can get into actually moving stuff around, because you don't want to start moving furniture and stuff like that when you have stuff all over the floor. Obviously, it's just going to make it a bigger mess. So we're going to go ahead, get everything tidied up, and then we can actually move on to the organization.
I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay. Stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay.
Okay, so now that I have the room somewhat clean, I'm heading over into the closet area, and I'm trying to figure out what I can take out of these gray bins and put into these Lego bins. So we have all of these empty Lego bins that I knew that I could stack into a corner. So I thought it would be awesome if I could fit some stuff in there, and then I could free up some of this shelf space. And you guys are gonna see I go through this process quite a few times throughout this video, where I'm just trying things out. So I'm trying to organize it one way, and then I'm realizing that it's not working, so then I'm trying a different approach. And that kind of seems to be what happens to me a lot in this room, because I have such organization struggles in this room. So I feel like I'm always trying different things, and nothing ever really is how I want it. So, but instead of just giving up this time and leaving it for a while and then coming back like in another couple of weeks or whatever and redoing it again, I just like kept at it. This process took about 3 days. You guys are going to see 3 different outfit changes from me in this video, but yeah, I just kept at it until I actually finally was happy with it. So that is my suggestion to you, is just keep trying things. Like, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing if it sticks. Something eventually will stick. So I ended up fitting his Play-Doh into one of these buckets, and then I have his marble run in another, his magnetic mag formers in another one, and then his kinetic sand in one. So I was able to free up some of these gray bins for some larger toys, and then these kind of can just be stacked into a corner, which is awesome.
Stay.
So I decided that I wanted to take out this larger bookshelf and put it against the train track wall in the room. And I have a smaller one that can kind of go into the corner. And so my idea was that I was going to try and stack the books on the small one in the corner in the closet. So we're going to go ahead and do that now and just get that in there, clean it all off, and then just try to see what we can stack on there. I kind of was like toying around with, once again, just, you know, throwing spaghetti at the walls and seeing what sticks. So I was kind of toying around with just putting the gray bins back in there and then just seeing like what toys I could fit in there. But I ended up putting the books on there, which you guys will see in a little bit. And then I'm just kind of going around and once again, just trying to figure out what works best. It's just such trial and error. And that's just the thing with this room, is that he just has such awkwardly shaped things that I can't really fit things into bins. So a lot of stuff, like even all of these games and puzzles and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff, I mean, obviously I can't put that into a bin. Like I need to get these huge bins, and then where am I going to store these huge bins? And it's just like, I don't know. Does anybody else have this many issues trying to organize their kids' toys? Like maybe he just has too much, which I know he absolutely does, but I don't know. It's just such a struggle for me. So we're just trialing and erroring right now. So at this point, I knew that I wanted to take all the books off of this little cart and then use the cart for something else. So I thought maybe I would just use one full shelf of books, and then I have some of the taller books up on top, and then I would continue to have some underneath his bed there in his little bookshelf there. And then I thought I would move them all over into the shelf in here. And then this happened, and I was just ready to end the day. It was just too much. So then I had all the books on the floor, and I had to start all over again, and it was just a nightmare. So I knew that at that point, I couldn't probably keep everything on there. Sorry, what am I saying? I knew that I couldn't keep the books on that middle shelf. Why do I keep saying middle shelf? You guys, it is late when I'm recording this voiceover and I'm just done. I knew that I couldn't keep all the books on this corner shelf because obviously it was too heavy and it was going to tip over. So I decided that I would move all of the games and puzzles over to that shelf because it was a lot less heavy and it's staying there quite nicely. So we ended up putting all that stuff in there, and then we're going to come back to this larger shelf here against the train wall.
Try to be cool, even wear that shirt you wanted to. My friends think I'm lame. Since I met you, I am not the same. It was not meant to be a fairy tale with a happy end. Girl, you take care now. I hope we can be friends. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them.
Okay, so new day, new outfit, and I decided to take this huge bin of Duplo that I have in the living room, and I'm going to put it all into this smaller bin that's here in this room because I realized that I had some room in the bin that the Duplo was in, and that I could probably fit all the Ninja Turtle stuff on there because I didn't like how it ended up looking when it was on this cart, on this movable cart. It was just too jam-packed in there, so I thought if I can fit all this Ninja Turtle stuff in here, that would be absolutely perfect. So I was able to do that. So I'm keeping all the Ninja Turtles in there, and we're going to store that in the living room, and then that frees up this little movable cart as well for something else. And what I ended up putting on there was these car tracks that you guys see out on the floor right now. I ended up putting that in there, but once again, that's something that I'm not 100% happy with. I feel like there could be a better use for that cart, and really all I need is like another like little bin to put the car tracks in. So that probably will end up changing at some point, but for now I put the car tracks there, and it's serving as a good spot right now.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way. Don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand? Look me in the eyes.
So at this point, I realized that I had so many more books, so I wanted to see how many I could probably fit on this shelf. And I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to keep them separated because typically I've had Holden's books all separated, where I've had some like in his room, some in the living room, I had some in the closet, and some in his little bookshelf under his bed. So I wanted to see if I could end up putting them all together. So I decided to move this shelf back into the closet. I'm going to have to take out all these clothes, and I'll show you guys what we're going to do with those later. But this was kind of a hard decision for me because it kind of meant that I'm turning the entire closet just into toys or books or whatever, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that because it just seems a little bit weird, like not to have clothes in there and have just it be all toys or books or whatever. So it was a decision that I had a little bit of a struggle to make, but I realized that I wasn't going to be able to fit everything into the room that I needed to if I didn't do that. So he just has so much stuff, and it's a small room and there's not a lot of storage, so I really had no other choice if I wanted to fit all that stuff in here. So I ended up moving both of these shelves into the closet, and it definitely gave me a lot more room that way. And now I'm just going through all of his old clothes and trying to sort through anything that's too small and putting that all away so that I can put that downstairs. And then I'm going to sort through all the other clothes. So basically the clothes that I had in the closet were all clothes that are currently too big for him. And that's kind of what I've been doing, is I've just been keeping clothes that are too big in the closet, and then I can rotate it out once he fits them, and I can put them in his dresser. So, but in his little loft bed, the stairs actually have pull-out drawers, and I don't have anything in them because I've just they're kind of smaller drawers, and I've just never really found something that's that small that would be useful to put in there. So I decided to put the clothes in there, and then I can continually swap them out. So that makes a good use of those stair drawers as well, which is awesome. So now I'm just once again doing another little quick tidy up. I've had just random toys that I've found hiding behind things, so I'm just going to do a quick tidy up, and I've decided to make the full decision to put all of the books into one spot. So I'm going in this little bookshelf that's underneath his loft bed, and I'm going to put all the books on that larger bookshelf that's now in the closet. So this entire bookshelf ends up being for books, which is awesome, but it made me realize how many books he actually does have. And this was actually after giving away, I think I probably gave away 20 books. So he has got a lot, and I buy all of his books secondhand, so I always either get them from library sales, or in our town we actually have a yearly book sale where it's a donation that we make to our museum, and it's all like used books. People just drop off whatever old books they don't want anymore, and you can come, and for a donation that you give to the museum, you get to take as many books as you want. So it is amazing. I get so many from there. We've gotten so many hand-me-down books as well. We've gotten a ton of books from our neighbor as well as from my sister-in-law. So he just has so many books, and I have bought maybe 10 brand new, so it is amazing. And I'm a huge reader, so I definitely want to instill that in my kids as well. So, but anyways, I'm going to go through here now, and like I told you guys, I'm going to put all of the clothes that do not fit Holden anymore, I'm going to end up putting those into these little stair drawers here, but I wanted to go through and wash them all because I couldn't remember. I buy a lot of his clothes secondhand, and typically I do wash them, but I know that there was a batch that I just hung up without washing, and so I couldn't remember which batch it was. So I'm going to go through and just wash everything first of all, and then I can put everything away in the stair drawers.
And me, we don't need no one else than each other. You and me, we could run away. You and me together, baby, we don't gotta stay. Let's lose our minds. We could go crazy and leave it all behind. It could be glorious, 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 glorious. It could be glorious, 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 glorious.
Okay, so one of the last tasks that we need to complete in this room is to rehang this shelf. When I first hung it up, I didn't do a good enough job, and it was starting to fall, so I ended up just taking it down, and it's just been down for a couple of weeks. So I wanted to rehang it so that I could get some of like the more like, what's the word? Like memory type of items, like things like his like handprint and footprint and stuff that say his birth date and stuff like that. I like having that all displayed, obviously someplace a little bit higher where he's not going to be playing with it. So I like having all that stuff on a shelf, and I definitely didn't want it just like laying around the room anymore because it was already starting to get like trampled on and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and rehang this shelf quickly so we have a little bit more space to put that stuff on.
You and me together, baby, we don't gotta stay. We don't have to stay. Let's lose our minds. We could go crazy and leave it all behind. It could be glorious, 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 glorious. It could be glorious, glorious. Cause if I'm the ocean, you're the rain. We only need each other, baby, you know we're the same. It could be glorious.
Okay, so first of all, I separated these little Lego boxes. There's actually two more that stack up there. Holden's just playing with them right now. So we've got one that has his kinetic sand, one that has his marble run, one has Play-Doh, and what the heck does the other one have? See, he just has so much stuff. I just don't even know anymore. Anyway, so there's 4 bins with different activities in. Then over here, what I ended up doing, so this has always been train stuff in here. And so what I did was I ended up moving all of his Duplo out of one of the bigger bins in the living room because it wasn't taking up that much space in there. And I put the Ninja Turtle stuff in that one, and I put this in here. Then of course we have the train stuff. I ended up taking out all of the books out of here and adding it to the bookshelf in the closet. So I just have kind of like boxes of random toys in here. There's the potato heads in here, and then this is just random toys in here. Now these ones, these drawers with the stairs, I think I mentioned to you guys already that I never really use them for anything. They're empty right now. What I'm doing is all of the extra clothes that I had in his closet, like that is all clothes that are too big for him. Typically what I've been doing with the kids is keeping the clothes that are too big for them in their closet, and then I can rotate it out easily. But as you guys are gonna see here, I ended up keeping this closet as basically just like storage, toy storage, and book storage. So as you guys can see, he has a ton of books. I didn't even realize how many books he actually had, and this was after going through and getting rid of like another half a shelf like that. So, because I've always had them separated a bit, I've always had some in the living room and then some in here. So I never realized how many he actually had. But yeah, we're huge readers in this family, so tons of books in here. And then we've got all of his puzzles and games on this shelf. And so I just wanted to move out all of the clothing from here, and I'm just gonna wash it all and I'm gonna store it in these staircase drawers so I can just easily swap them out whenever he gets too big for this stuff and needs this stuff. So that's my plan for that. We brought in the Lego table and took out that other shelf. That's gonna go back into the living room. And then I started using this shelf for his car tracks, which this might change at some point. I might just get another bin and maybe like stack it up over here as well. So we will see what ends up happening with that. But overall, I think that this is much more organized. And I actually have everything together now. As I always had like books separated. I had some on this shelf. I had some out in the living room. All right, you guys, I hope that you got some motivation from today's video and that I was able to help inspire you. Sometimes some spaces are more difficult than others to try and organize. This is one of those spaces because he has so many toys. We have been so blessed to get so many free toys that he has a lot. Like, we've got toys downstairs, we've got toys in the living room, we have toys in here. So I mean, we're very blessed that he has a lot, and we've never had to spend a lot of money on toys on him. So that's just been pure luck. But it does create an organizational challenge for sure, trying to get everything organized, especially in a smaller room because he does have a smaller room. So anyways, I hope you guys were able to take some inspiration from today's video and kind of realize that you can like use things in a different way. Like the closet, instead of using it for clothes, I'm using it for toy storage. So you just gotta kind of do what works for you in your situation. Anyways, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.